Have you ever felt like there's a part of you that you just can't quite face? Maybe it's a fear, a doubt, or even a quiet anger you've buried deep down. You're a good person. You try to do the right thing, to love fully, to show up for others. But sometimes that goodness feels like it's holding you back from truly knowing yourself. What if the key to becoming your truest, most authentic self lies in embracing the parts of you that you've been taught to hide? That's exactly what Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, believed. Jung didn't just study the mind, he explored the soul, diving into the messy, beautiful, and sometimes dark corners of what it means to be human. In this video, we're going to unpack his dark but honest advice for good people like you, people who want to grow, heal, and live with purpose. We'll explore his ideas about the shadow, the unconscious, and the journey to becoming whole, and I'll share practical steps you can take to apply his wisdom in your own life. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive into the teachings of Carl Jung together. Part 1. The Shadow, Facing Your Hidden Self. Let's start with one of Jung's most powerful ideas, the shadow. Jung believed that every one of us has a shadow, a hidden part of ourselves that holds all the traits, desires, and emotions we've pushed away because they feel unacceptable. Maybe it's your anger, your jealousy, or even your secret longing to be selfish for once. For good people, the shadow can be especially hard to face. You might think, I'm kind, I'm generous, those darker feelings aren't me. But Jung would say, oh, they absolutely are. And here's the kicker. Ignoring your shadow doesn't make it go away, it makes it louder. It shows up in the moments you snap at someone you love or feel resentful when you've said yes one too many times. So what's in your shadow? When was the last time you felt something you didn't want to admit, like envy, shame, or even a desire to break free from everyone's expectations? Jung taught that the shadow isn't your enemy. It's a part of you begging to be seen. By acknowledging it, you start to understand yourself on a deeper level. For example, I once worked with someone who prided herself on always being the nice one in her family. But she was exhausted, always putting others first. When she finally admitted she resented always being the caretaker, it was like a weight lifted. She didn't stop being kind, she just started saying no sometimes. That's shadow work, facing the parts of you you've ignored and letting them teach you. Take a moment to reflect. What's one feeling or trait you've been pushing away because it doesn't fit the good person you want to be? Hold that thought, we'll come back to it later. Part 2. The Unconscious, Listening to Your Inner Voice. Now that we've touched on the shadow, let's talk about another cornerstone of Jung's work, the unconscious mind. Jung believed that the unconscious speaks to us all the time, through dreams, gut feelings, even those random moments when you feel a pang of sadness or inspiration out of nowhere. It's like an inner voice that knows you better than you know yourself. But here's the thing, most of us are too busy, too distracted, or too afraid to listen. Have you ever had a dream that felt so vivid, so real, that you woke up wondering what it meant? Jung said dreams are the unconscious mind's way of sending you messages. Maybe you dream of running from something, or toward something. Maybe you feel emotions in your dreams that you don't allow yourself to feel when you're awake. For example, a friend of mine kept dreaming about being lost in a forest. When we talked about it, she realized it mirrored her real-life fear of losing her way in her career. That dream was her unconscious saying, hey, pay attention, you're feeling lost, and it's time to find your path. Jung's advice? Start listening. Your unconscious isn't just a storage room for random thoughts, it's a guide. Try this. Keep a dream journal by your bed. Write down what you dream about, even if it feels silly. Over time, you'll start to see patterns. Or pay attention to those gut feelings that tell you something's off in a relationship or a decision. That's your unconscious speaking. What's it trying to tell you right now? Pause and think. What's one moment recently when you felt a strong emotion or intuition but brushed it aside? That's where your growth begins. Part 3. Individuation, Becoming Your True Self. This brings us to the heart of Jung's teachings, individuation. Individuation is the process of becoming your true, whole self, not the version of you that your parents, society, or even your own fears expect you to be. It's about integrating all parts of yourself, the good, the bad, the light, and the shadow, into a unique, authentic whole. Jung believed that true happiness and meaning come from this journey, but it's not easy. It requires courage to look at yourself honestly, to question who you've been, and to choose who you want to become. Think about it. How often do you make choices based on what others think you should do? Maybe you stayed in a job or relationship longer than you wanted because it felt safe or right. Jung would say that's your persona talking, the mask you wear to fit in. Individuation is about taking off that mask. It's about asking, who am I when no one's watching? For example, I once knew someone who was a model employee, always on time, always agreeable. But deep down, he wanted to quit his job and travel the world. He was terrified of what people would think if he broke free. When he finally took a leap and started traveling, he said it was like meeting himself for the first time. That's individuation, choosing yourself, even when it's scary. So, what would it look like for you to choose yourself today? What's one dream, desire, or truth you've been hiding because it feels too big or too risky? Jung would say that's exactly where your journey to wholeness begins. Part 4. Practical steps to apply Jung's wisdom. Alright, let's get practical. Jung's ideas are deep, but they're not just for philosophers, they're for you right now. Here are 3 actionable steps you can take to start applying his wisdom in your life. First, start shadow work. Take 10 minutes this week to journal about a time you felt angry, jealous, or ashamed, something you didn't want to admit. Write without judgment. Ask yourself, why did I feel that way? What part of me was trying to speak? This isn't about feeling bad, it's about understanding yourself. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Don't let your shadow run the show. Second, tune into your unconscious. Try that dream journal I mentioned earlier. Or, if journaling isn't your thing, take 5 minutes each day to sit quietly and notice your thoughts and feelings. Maybe you're anxious about a decision or excited about a possibility. Ask yourself, what's my gut telling me? Your unconscious is always talking. Give it a chance to be heard. Third, take one small step toward individuation. What's one choice you can make this week that feels true to you, even if it's scary? Maybe it's saying no to something you don't want to do. Maybe it's signing up for that class you've been curious about. It doesn't have to be huge, just authentic. Jung believed that every step toward your true self brings you closer to wholeness. What's one small step you can commit to today? Pause and think about it. This is your journey, own it. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect. Carl Jung's teachings remind us that being a good person doesn't mean hiding from the messy, complicated parts of yourself. It means embracing them. Your shadow, your unconscious, your dreams, they're all part of the beautiful, unique person you are. Jung believed that the journey to wholeness, individuation, isn't just about fixing yourself. It's about becoming yourself. And that's a journey worth taking. So here's my challenge to you. This week, pick one of the steps we talked about. Journal about your shadow, listen to your unconscious, or make one choice that feels true to you. And then come back here and share it in the comments. I want to hear about your journey. What did you discover about yourself? What felt hard, or what felt freeing? If this video resonated with you, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss more videos like this. We're diving deep into psychology, self-discovery, and growth every week, and I'd love for you to be part of this community. Let's keep this conversation going. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one part of yourself you're ready to embrace? I'll see you in the next video.